Your life changes every day, but it changes for the better when you can accept who you are, when you can come to love yourself, when you can live as your authentic self. And we don't always know what that's going to become, or sometimes we might know, and then we will refuse to do that. I almost wasn't going to record this video today, and I was almost talked out of it because I shouldn't really tell the truth. I shouldn't really be authentic. I shouldn't really expose who I am so that I could stay hidden and in fear, which I became really good at most of my life. But today I knew I couldn't do that. It's Friday the 13th, first of all, and that's my lucky day. And I can say that, and I know it's true for me, and so it might be yours as well. We're moving through a really transformative time in our lives and in the world because they're all the same. We're feeling things that are happening that we may not understand, and it could be even a little frightening or uncomfortable, but that means we're being asked to become ourselves. We're being asked to remember who we are. We're being asked to love ourselves because maybe we couldn't do that for a really long time. And I know I couldn't. And I'm 75 now, and I'm going to do that today because I I want you to do that. Because I know how important it is for you to understand who you are, to love your life, to love who you have become, because you are becoming someone, and to move through any trauma, any generational trauma that you're still carrying that's telling you that you couldn't be the person you really wanted to become. When I started receiving guidance, universal consciousness in 1989, I didn't want to tell anyone because accepting that was really too challenging. I had been taught to hide. Don't talk about things that you don't really understand. And so I became really adept at doing that. I was really good. And I had other careers. I did so many other careers. And then in 2008, people started finding the messages that I was receiving from Wilhelm. And I was shy about telling them where they came from, but they asked me to send them to them because they were helping them in some way that I didn't understand, because I thought it was just for me. I didn't know it was for everyone else. Same is true for you. You have something that's meant for everyone else. We each do, but it depends on if we're going to become our authentic selves and stop hiding who we are and live as empowered individuals. We each come in to do something different. I could not have told you that I was going to live my life bringing in a philosophy that could change your life and our world. And I hid from that and denied it. And because I was taught to hide, to be in fear of who I could become and how much I could help others. I'd always wanted to do that since the time I was a child and couldn't have told you why. I'm suffering half the time of my life and going through tragedies and all manner of things, but at the same time, I wanted to take care of everyone else. And that's never changed, and I'm still doing it today because it's important. I know how you're feeling, and I know what's happening in our world because we're moving through a generational change, and that means everything within us that was something that was of a limited nature or that we didn't want is coming up for review and to let go of so that we can finally become free. And that happens when you decide to accept yourself and love who you are. And today might be that day. I put together the messages for March 13th since 2008 because what turned out is that I received information from the quantum field, which I spoke about yesterday, and I released something, again, admitting something else, that it was uncomfortable to say that I was a savant and a genius, basically, because that's when you can organize information in a way that we hadn't seen before. But being exposed and talking about it was still uncomfortable. I was taught to fear myself. That's why I wrote the book on fear, Overcoming Fear, A Guide to Freedom, because I knew that was the most important thing, that for any person to understand who they are and what they could achieve in their lives if they could move through the fear. And that's to be the same for our world, because we're the ones who are creating it. It just seems like it's others that are doing it. But when you go to the messages, because I'm going to give them to you, you will see that they're all in an order from 2008. They will take you through understanding yourself. And that's when I'm going to start working with so many others now. I'm breaking this down now because I have this whole entire work that can guide you to becoming your best self and living your greatest life and becoming successful, in love with yourself, having great relationships, becoming abundant. And that I do know. That was my role, and that's why I'm accepting it today. Where people didn't, I thought people didn't want to hear this or didn't want to know. And this morning I'm in my group, my breathing group, which I go to, and they're all of a sudden asking me for the messages. That's what happened in 2008 as well. So hopefully that's happening today, because what I've done is I put this work into a program that I'm going to extend now, and anyone can join it. Anyone can do it. Anyone can afford it, because I made it that way, because I want more people to do this. And you will see the rates that I'm talking about. This is not something that's $5,000. It's something that will take you through your life, guiding you to developing self-mastery, because that's what it's about. That's how we live great lives. And this work will do it, and it's guaranteed. And you'll see, you can do it month by month, but we just want more people, because the more people who awaken, so does the world. And I was the one who was given this information through a lot of struggle and suffering, and now others do not have to do that. And that's what we're each meant to do when we live our lives as our authentic selves and decide to become free and expose who we are and love who we have become. So today could be that day that your life changes, because this work will absolutely do that for you. Thank you so much for being here. Please share this with others. I want more people to see this information and to have it, especially this weekend, because it's really important. So your life is so valuable, and now is the time that you might remember, as I will. I'll see you soon.